Hi Aries, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. So I'm going to pull you an additional guidance card, then I'll do the rest of your reading. I hope this finds you well. One card for Aries. Okay, you've got the To Be Fair card. The To Be Fair card tends to be about some sort of balance, some sort of harmony going on. It is the Libra card in the traditional deck, your opposite sign. So you're always having to work with this polarity between self and other. Your needs, their needs. And it's basically the opposites that you're here to work with. So there's wisdom here, by the way, Aries, because there's an owl on top of her head, which means it's about gaining a higher vision, gaining a higher perspective. And when we have this higher perspective, we can become more balanced, less reactive, and we act in a way, I guess, to bring more harmony and more balance into our lives. So let's find out where this is going on. We're going to pull 6 cards. I want to shuffle one more time. Been a busy bee today with these cards, so they always need to be very, very cleansed before I do a reading for someone. So one more time. Please give me clear messages for Aries. I am can get so fed up with these cryptic messages. One more time. So what's going on for the sign of Aries? You've got the Hanging Man behind you. Thy will be done. Very suspended animation. I call it a sacred pause. A lot of people don't like it because a lot of us feel that we like to be in control of our destiny. None of us really are. By the way, we're in control of our reactions to our destiny. Very beautiful. The gift is a star card. This is grace. This is all about those beautiful things like forgiveness and openness, transparency, sharing your emotions. Very, very beautiful gift, Aries. I have to say, when that's my gift for the week, I always have a very outstanding week, just to let you know. The challenge is a 10 of Cups. I'm pretty sure you might have got that last week as well as a challenge. The 10's a completion card. There's a rainbow here. And without speaking in cliches, because the tarot is actually really, really practical. It's spiritual and it's practical. But there's a rainbow after the storm here. But it's a challenge, which means there might not be a full completion of something yet. Let me carry on. Okay, other people are the 5 of Cups. This is not you, Aries. This is other people's energy. Maybe that's why the 10 of Cups is a challenge. The 5 of Cups might be about people in your life who've had some sort of loss, some sort of disappointment. They're in a little bit of a grief process. That's not your, so this is the people that you're dealing with. So some of you might be working with people who are in grief, or who are experiencing some sort of loss, and it's preventing maybe you being in this celebratory energy with people. Sometimes when we're in grief, we or when we're depressed, that sort of energy, we don't feel like celebrating, for one thing, put it that way. But let me carry on, because the 8 of Cups is underneath the star card. The 8 of Cups is a funny old card. It can be quite often, it shows up a lot in September readings, by the way. The 8 of Cups can be about a child leaving home. Yeah, it's that sort of voyage card, about going in a process of self-discovery. It's a Jupiter card because he's dressed in purple and gold. So it's a feeling of being in a sort of search. I have to say, Aries, I pulled this a lot when I was doing plant medicine. So because plant medicine instigates this deeper search. So some of you might be doing something like that. Who knows? Anyhow, the outcome is the Ten of Wands, which is another completion of a cycle. But when the Ten of Wands appears, it feels like it's a good card because it's the end of a struggle. I wonder where this struggle is coming from. And I think for some of you, it might be dealing with people who are in the Five of Cups. So when we all suffer, and part of our life is obviously helping people who are in difficulties or having this experience, but we have to look after ourselves or it can become extremely draining. So why the Ten of Wands? What's going on here? Yeah, you're about to reach some sort of completion because you've got two tens. The tens are always about completion, and the World card is the last card in the deck. It's the ending, yeah, and then we get to begin again in the Fool. So maybe that's where the Ten of Wands is showing up. Some of yous are probably quite exhausted because when we reach the end, you know, like if you're climbing a mountain, Aries, and you get to that last bit and it's like, oh my gosh. Some of you might be completing some sort of big project, finishing some sort of handing your notice in and completing it. That's the sort of thing that these cards would represent. These are two very beautiful cards here, to tell you the truth. So tell me what's the connecting card between the Star and the Eight of Cups, because these are very, 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 very deep, very spiritual cards, both of them. Some of you might be going on some sort of journey. If not an outward one, then definitely an inner one, because the Eight of Cups can be like that. It quite often shows up if someone's about to do a sort of ayahuasca ceremony, some sort of process to awaken, to open up all these channels. So some of you might be going on some sort of journey. Some of you have got a child leaving home. Okay, some of you are walking away from something, you're completing something totally with these cards, but you're still in process of it. So when we're in the process of completing something, it's almost like those last steps can feel like the hardest, and there's a sort of feeling that some Aries are going through that. Because remember, everything starts again in the Fool and the Aces. And we get to do the next pattern a little bit more wiser, yeah, a little bit more graceful. And that's all life is. It's sort of a spiral, really. So what is going on with other people in your life? Because this seems to be the challenge with the Ten of Cups. Why is the Five of Cups showing up as how people are turning up for Aries, please? One more card. This, I'm going to cut the deck. The King of Cups. So the King of Cups would be a water sign traditionally, but it's not about that. It's about emotions. And this is a very interesting combination of cards to get together, really, because the King of Cups can be about the highest emotional expression of an element, but it's with the Five of Cups, and it's almost like, Aries, the people in your life, there's some sort of, it's like they're in some sort of process. The Five of Cups is a process card, because not in this deck, but in my other decks, there's a river, and all the rivers want to flow back home again. So back home would be like to the Fool card, but sometimes people go into, they get a bit stuck in the mud, their emotions become a little bit challenged, or they're going through some sort of loss here. It's with the King of Cups though, which is absolutely bizarre combination of cards, and really what's going on is they're obviously in some sort of change process here. Not sure. Probably the answer is to do some cross-watching to find out what's going on for them. It's actually quite a beautiful combination of cards, because the best way to process the Five of Cups is to be the King of Cups, to feel, to allow. But this is absolutely beautiful combination of cards here. The Star card is about grace. It's these moments in time in our lives that have all been touched by grace, when doorways open, that's the sort of thing. And with these two eights, there's a sense of very, very expansive energy, walking forward, but it seems to be very, very much a process that's very, very destined to be. I don't know what it's about. Some of you literally might be moving with this, traveling, or some of you are doing some sort of inner journey, some sort of, whatever that means to you. We all do our inner journeying in different ways, but it's very much touched by this very beautiful grace. And I think the Ten of Cups is a challenge because, again, some people are going through this process. Some of you are having a child getting ready to leave home, would be a classic, or go on a journey, and there's sort of a process of goodbye, missing them going on, that sort of thing. But whatever you've got going on, I mean, look at these cards. The Ten of Wands is a card about being quite exhausted, but you're exhausted for a reason here, and it's because something huge is completing itself. So in that sense, it's good exhaustion. Yeah. And you're going from the dark night into the light. And then the World card is like the trump card, the triumph card, that something really big has completed itself here. Actually, Aries, this is an absolutely outstanding reading here. There's already this very, very big energy when the eights show up, actually, because they're so incredibly expansive. And the World and the Star card are like reaching this point of, grace that leads to this, almost this great maturing process. And I'm not sure what the people in your life are going through here. Cross-watching might be the answer, or you know the answer, because we always know our answers. And then the To Be Fair card, there's an owl on top of our head, which means the guidance and the insight is trying to make its way in, which is grace if you look at the card. Aries, I don't know what you've got going on, but it's a very, very, very beautiful, beautiful reading for you. And any of you who are going a journey into the moon, when we do a journey into the moon, we're doing a journey, we're moving beyond our comfort zone and into new territory. That's why it's Jupiter, and this is definitely the Jupiter card. It might be that there's some people around you who are feeling this loss. But with the Eight of Cups, it's not an ending card. It's a I'll see you later card. And the answer sometimes is to communicate that. It's standing reading, very, very beautiful, guys. And I'll see you later. Bye.